G'day guys, welcome back to the Fon Supercoach YouTube channel. Today we are reviewing round 13 in which I scored 1829, which was not very good apparently, and I moved down 1,351 ranks. I thought I was going to come home with a wet sail on Monday, but then Dan Houston happened, so he's getting rage traded this week. I've had enough of this donkey, and it's gotten to the point where I just think he's injured, so I'm going to get rid of him and treat him as an injury. So let's get into the review. So Jack Sinclair against the Saints was good. It was good to see him find a lot of footy, even with Nas back in the side, although he did also kick a goal, which is going to be pretty uncommon for Sinclair, but a tough matchup. So very happy with that. Holmes played against the Crows in a nail-biter on Thursday. Yes, that's right. I'm remembering correctly. And he was pretty good. He sort of fades in and out of games a little bit, I find, which is pretty unusual for a guy who racks up 30 damn near every week. So, but yeah, he was good. Relatively happy. Worrell 99. I think he's going okay, although I am concerned about Hall Kahan pinching his kick-ins. So we'll see how that goes. Side note, Hall Kahan was very good, and I think he's in this week because I think he'll out-average Houston for the rest of the season. So it's a no-brainer. Clark 87. There were times in this game where the ball just was not down Freo's end, down North's end. So Freo defenders couldn't get the ball. Clark was one of them. Absolutely insipid by North. I think Clark is going to struggle in games where the opposition is very uncompetitive, which is unusual to say, but he gets involved in the contests and that sort of thing. And when a team is uncompetitive, there are less contests. So yeah, I think that's going to be a problem for Clark. Kicking myself about this pick, but it is what it is. Houston, as I said, must be injured. Yesterday, it was looking so good on Sunday night, where Roberts probably got a little bit lucky with his score, but like Grundy didn't fire, Cherry was terrible, Jackson went all right, but he was kind of the only primo that I was missing that really went well, because I think Smith didn't even go that crash hot. What did he score? 106, yeah. So like I hadn't missed many big scores, and then I got this Houston 53. Dacos stopped in the second half. Gawn stopped in the fourth quarter. Cameron didn't show up till halftime. Anderson was hopeless, but wasn't really counting on him anyway. And then Pickett I was probably expecting a little bit more. Absolutely torched the ball at times, Cozzy. So that was unfortunate. But anyway, yeah. So didn't come home with a wet sail as I thought, and Houston was a big part of that. Edwards 84. So I nearly looped Perez on, but I was like, who am I trying to kid? I'm looping on at 51 in best 18. Like, come on now. And Edwards had the good matchup against the Saints, and he was terrific. Honestly, could have gone at 100, I reckon, in this game if he was a touch cleaner. So, yeah, very happy with Edwards. Another good matchup this week against Port. Perez 51. I don't think he will be selected next week, but it is what it is. Maybe he will be, and I can get a little bit cash. Well, he won't. He's on the bye, obviously, but the week after, I think he will struggle to be picked. So, yeah, is what it is. Had the VC on Butters, who I was happy to put the VC on because I thought he might get tagged. I was unable to watch this game, so I don't know what happened. And I presume he did get tagged. There's actually a way of seeing stats right. I don't know if I have to... I think I have to go into game day. Oh, no. Here we go. So he's at 27, so it can't have been that hard a tag. We got contested here. I don't know what CK is. Is it contested kicks? Yeah, I can't read that, so I'm going to stop trying. But yeah, presume he just got a bit of attention or whatnot from Hoff. So Bont 106. He had one of those, for whatever reason, Hawthorn is quite good at limiting Bont's, I'll go with scoring. And it just happened again, so... Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought Bont was labouring a little bit, so I think he'll be pushing to get to that bye. Nick Dacos, as I said, just stopped in the second half, really. Was absolutely toweling us up in the first half before Steele went to him, and then he might have had one effective kick in the second half. So, yeah, we just take the 113, I guess. Rouse 74 on debut in the side, so I had the Dunkley matchup, which I knew was coming, but I thought that like last year, he sort of beat Dunkley, and Dunkley hasn't been that good this year, nor has the rest of the Brisbane midfield, but the Suns were terrible, and I think that hurt Rouse scoring as well. I'm not sure what's going on with the Suns. It doesn't make sense for them to be so bad, so hopefully they figure it out for Rouse's sake, but I'm still reasonably happy with this pick. I think he'll be okay with Winter coming along as well. Dunkley, as I said, 97. Out of all my donkey premiums, he's the one that I'm least worried about, to be honest. Like, I feel like he can turn around the best. He has a good soft matchup against Richmond this week, so hopefully the turnaround is there. 2 tons this year. Why did I trade this in? I haven't got a ton yet, but at least we're rebounding in price a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how we go the rest of the year. Then Jones, 56 was fine. Anderson, 41, just didn't get involved a heap. And Ison, 26, didn't get involved at all. So, yeah, he was rubbish. I thought this could be a fill-up for Ison, but apparently not. It goes to show that the rookie price players who go through the whole preseason and don't start the year, like, there is a reason for that. I think we're seeing that with Ison particularly. So, been a little bit unfortunate. I don't know what the break-even is, 42. So, I think he's done making cash, unfortunately. Gawn, as I said, stopped in the last quarter. He got a knock to the shoulder, which was unreported as an injury from last week, the shoulder injury. So, looks like Stephen King has brought the Geelong injury reporting from Geelong to Melbourne with him. I would have liked to have known that. Don't know if it would have changed my decision, so I'm probably just complaining for the sake of it, but they're saying he'll be all right against Essendon, so fingers crossed. Then Cameron, 92, was really good in the second half. Took a couple of big contested marks late, which was nice. And I'm still reasonably happy with this. I paid $4.10 for it, and I think, like, you got to take 95 average from that, 15 points of upside. That's pretty good. And then Sheasel, 86. I didn't watch this game too closely, but yeah, just didn't really notice Sheasel. I think the whole North team had a dog of a day, to be honest, so not really surprised. Petrarca, 72, was sort of a symptom of how poor the Suns were. Also, it's worth noting that for Rao, to try and avoid Dunkley, they just played him at half forward, which just took him out of the game. It was good for Tuke Miller, who went 108 because of it, but yeah, I don't know. It was a strange tactic by Hardwick. And then Horn Francis on debut with the 119. Excellent. Again, did not watch a lick of this game, so I have no idea how he went. But we take that on debut. Pickett, 100. As I said, torched the footy at times, but did some pretty impressive things as well. Got a bit of attention from Ed Allen, who was doing a pretty good job on him at contests, I thought. So not upset with this score. Justin McInerney, 41. So he got injured. Unfortunately, they are saying a 10-week hamstring. So he is gone. And then Murdoch, 54. I presume he was tagging. I'm not sure what happened with this game, as I said. So, what are we doing with trades this week? As I said, Dan Houston is gone. Justin McInerney, 10-week injury, is gone. And Angry Anderson is gone. So, my plan from here is to just get a reasonable 22, including the duds that I have already, like Cameron and Dunkley, who are really... Oh, and Clark and Worrell, I guess. Although I think Worrell will be okay. A lot of good fixtures coming up for Adelaide. So, yeah, so these 3 I'm trading out, and I'm going to bring in 2 premiums that I like this week, and I have plans to get 1 more next week. So, the first one is Jordan Dawson, who is just so good at football that he smashed the Mullen tag. So, he's the first one in. His run is delicious for the rest of the season, so he is a no-brainer for mine. The second one is Sam Durham, who I'm bringing in to the forward line. The reason for that is that I just don't suspect that Essendon will shift him out of this role. He is one of the few blokes who's going pretty well. Well, he went pretty well in this game, and he had a couple of good games here before. I think there was an injury against Frio, and obviously got injured against Richmond as well. So, yeah, been very happy with what I've seen from Durham. So, I think at 365k, it's kind of like Cameron, where I think the value is probably a little bit too good to pass up. So, very happy to go there. And then last but not least, it is Hall Kahan from Adelaide, who I thought was excellent in limited TOG. And I think is exactly what Adelaide need off that half-back line. So, I am very happy to move these guys in. What it means is the team looks something like this in completed form. Which is a completed forward line, rucks, mids, and I'm 1 short in defense. I have 130k with Milan Murdoch. So my plan is Next week, I am making 1 to 2 trades, and then we are going to go from there. And the trades I am anticipating making is Murdoch to Sicily, and potentially one of these other non-playing rookies that gets dropped to, what's the guy's name? Fitzgerald from Melbourne, who I anticipate plays this week because Windsor's form has been pretty poor the last few. So that is my thoughts on the team. I will line it up for this week. That is fine. We will get Jones on field. And we'll get Will Edwards on field. So, captains and vice captains. I think this week you have to target this game. And it's got to be Bont or Dawson. I think I want Dawson. Dawson normally goes all right against the Dogs, I reckon. Yeah, there's a 157 in here. There's ceiling in this game. And I think the Crows are going to give this a red hot crack this week. So, I'm going with Dawson. The other options that I like are Bont, as I said. I think Richards is a really good option as well if you have him. I like no one in this game, to be honest. I think Sheasel. I didn't watch Sheasel this week, so I don't know about the hand. A little bit of caution with Tristan Cherry this week. He was poor this week, but he has been struggling with the jumping ruckman as of late. I spoke about getting Tristan Cherry before, but I've changed my plans mostly because of cost. But I think that like the value of Sicily and the fact that I have to use one less trade to get there, I think is just better for me. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but my plan next week is to get Sicily from Murdoch and Fitzgerald from one of these other donkeys. So yeah, I really like Sicily's run from here. So sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. But Sicily's run is super good from here. Like, Suns is a good matchup. I know these scores aren't good, but last year is a bit of a write-off. Giants has been a good matchup this year. Melbourne's a great matchup. Carlton's a good matchup. And then, obviously, Richmond, Essendon are pretty good matchups. North is not a great matchup for designated kickers, but I think for an intercepting halfback, it's probably not too bad. Brisbane, I don't imagine will be a great matchup at this point. And then Collingwood and West Coast are two super good matchups as well. So I think Sicily's a no-brainer. I think people will be interested in Will Day as well. That terrifies me just because of all the injuries we've had this season. But I do hope that Will Day can obviously make it through. I think if you are looking for a bargain M8, he's not a bad option. I will now go back to captains and vice captains. So, who else do I like? So I'm cause for pause on all the North Melbourne players in this game. I'm just a little concerned, except for LDU. I think if you've got LDU, he's a reasonable option. But probably only with the VC. I don't find him very trustworthy. I expect Heaney to get some attention in this game, so he might be one to avoid. Brodie Grundy, however, I think will be an excellent captain, vice-captain option here. And then in this game, if you have Neil, I like that. I'm trying to think who else could be there, but I don't think... I wouldn't be going Ashcroft this year. I'm not going Dunkley, I can tell you that much. If you have Wilmot, maybe, but I think you'd just rather go Neil. And then in this game, what happens here? So, Wintager tagged Heaney this week. Does he go to Callahan or Oliver? I'm not sure. Typically, against the Saints, defenders are okay. So, Whitfield and Ash could be a safe option. GWS has also conceded to defenders. So, I think that Sinclair could be a great option. And I suspect that they run someone with Nazaya Wanganeen-Millera this week because I think a lot of teams are going to choose to do that against the Saints. Similar to teams against Melbourne with Pickett and in the past, teams against Collingwood with Dacos. So that is my thoughts on this week. And I've sort of given you my trade plans for next week as well. We're praying for not many injuries. I think I'm going to have 6 trades next week. But I think Fitzgerald will be a good mid-season draftee type rookie. So I'm pretty happy to go there. Hoping he can give me, 70s. That'd be good. Just to sort of increase the floor of all these other bad picks. So that is my plan for this week and the rest of the season. Let me know what your plans are below in the comments. And let me know who you're looking to trade in. I think holding injury trades is going to be a big separator between a lot of teams this season. So if you've got two options, I'm going to recommend that generally the option that gives you the most trades remaining is going to be the best option this year. I just have a feeling that like 6 injury trades for how many weeks is it going to be? Like 9 weeks. In the past, that has been enough. I'm very concerned this year. Like this week alone, McInerney goes down. Tom Stewart, if you still have him, is out with concussion. Jack Ross still has concussion. Like these guys are dropping like flies. And I just think that holding some trades is going to be very beneficial. I think I would advise against holding Murdoch for the whole year, just because he has been doing tagging jobs and there's a 54, 38. These 60 scores you don't really want either. All the other scores are good, but that's like 40% of his scores being not too good. So I think you will want to move him on at some point. I'm going to do so next week because I like the options. So yeah, that's where I am looking to line up this week. I've gone Durham now instead of off his bye just because he's so cheap. His break even is not too far that he's going to get away from you, 78, but I kind of want the score this week. I'm trading him from McInerney, who's going to be out for 10 weeks anyway, so I don't see it as too bad an option. I could go Isaac Rankin, but then my issue is Rankin, so I think Rankin will play. So Rankin's 500k. I don't know if I want to pay that for someone who is a little bit injured. He's 140 more than Durham, so I'd have to get 140. Like, I'd have to trade. I mean, I could go Jones to Fitzgerald and get that 140 because I think Sicily is 495 and I have 130. So I'm going to be just... Oh, I should just get there, actually. 127. Oh, no, I don't get there. So I need to make 2 trades next week anyway. Jones to Fitzgerald will make me 150. So yeah, I'd be pushing it. I could, in theory, go Rankin, but I think I'm just going to go with Durham. I'm just going to back him in. Hold a little bit of cash to deal with injuries when they come. And yeah, we'll see how we go from there. So as I said, let me know what you're doing below in the comments. Good luck to you this week. Hopefully, this round was really weird where there weren't many good scores. So hopefully we get a couple of reasonable captain scores this week. And I will see you on Monday night next week. Excited, guys. Bye.